mopped the floor with the tournament because we just weren't ready for the Peach matchup. He came in and just utterly destroyed us. And we're just like, whoops, our bad, dude. And he has since come back a couple times now and has been an extremely strong player. You, of all people, can speak so well to that being, I believe, 9th in New England, right? 10th, 7th, 8th?
7th, I believe.
Somewhere
yeah,
in there?
yeah, we just released the PR. I believe he is 7th. He is a strong player, and he plays Peach. I mean, you got to watch his movement, watch how he spaces his fairs, his back airs, his punishes, all this good stuff. He does have pretty decent practice against a Megaman, but this is Scatt we are talking about.
And that was that beautiful DIT-CIT where you have the immediate toss downwards into forwards, allows him to circumnavigate the stage so quickly, just like that. So we have Blue Peach versus Blue Bomber.
It's going to be, I love how, oh, do you see that? I love the way that he uses the different floats and the setups, man. Honestly, I like watching Peach players play because she's such a unique character in the way that she weaves around opponents and uses her aerials more than almost anything, including the way she floats around them and cancels her float and these nice little micro-spacing options that you'll see throughout the set in LingLing.
It's so interesting, too, because how often, do we see Slayers, Samsora, and we don't have the chance to talk about LingLing because despite the fact that he is that wandering warrior that we spoke about, he doesn't get the same rub that these other players do, but he's just as good and just as strong.
He's a very strong player for sure.
I'm almost positive that Scatt would have been probably the higher seed in this, but I see this set going either way.
Definitely, I gotta say, it's pretty even. Okay, looking for the forward smash right there. I like the option from Scatt, especially because he didn't get punished for it, and it did do a good amount of shield damage, too, on LingLing. There's a little movement we saw from LingLing, cashing in on a Nair as he fades away and catches Scatt's movement. Nice stuff from Ling, but Scatt, he's having none of it right now, racking up the damage, but let's see what happens. Oh, looking for the forward air, but a great stuff by Scatt.
That's what's going to be super difficult for LingLing to close out these stocks, is he's going to have to get super hard reads, because you're going to see every time, ooh, wow, don't push a button out of that, folks. Just DI left or right. Even if you air dodge, you still have the potential to be sent skyward like that.
He down aired, yeah. So
yeah, if you press a button during that, it's going to send you skyward just as the same as you jump. You have to DI left or right. But I mean, this is going to be difficult for him because that fair has got such low startup and pellets will immediately interrupt it. So Scatt is going to be able to prevent a lot of these kill setups.
Nice forward smash from LingLing, sending Scatt out the side. Like, I want to point out that I love the way that Scatt is playing the zoning game. He's making it hard for LingLing to zone him out, and especially because LingLing is having a hard time safely pulling turnips. And even when he gets one out, Scatt is playing around them really well.
Oh, we see LingLing immediately grab the Metal Blade there out of Scatt's hand, but Scatt more than ready, getting the grab instantaneously.
Okay, good stuff. LingLing has Scatt off the side. Let's see what he can do with the edge guard. So creative off the side. Nice jump back there. Really good stuff from LingLing. But you know what? He's a hard time taking Scatt's first stock still.
Gonna get the back air there, but of course Megaman way too heavy for that to really be a threat.
Okay, there it is.
That questionable get-up attack, and LingLing all over it, weaving in and out of a threat radius, and just closes out that stock with only 34 to his name.
But you know what? And right there, Ling gets 32-41. Now he's in the lead. That's the thing with LingLing. I feel like he's such a good player at adapting. Let's see what Scatt can do with the counter adaptation, though. Looks like he's sticking to his projectile game plan, and I don't blame him for it.
I mean, why not? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And that is where Megaman makes his money, in the fact that he can stay outside and throwing that Metal Blade, throwing those pellets, throwing that Crash Bomber, and just threatening to add on ticky-tack damage the entire time.
Scatt's up airs, too, have been doing a lot of work for him, too, in this matchup. Not just dragging the damage, always gonna get.
Wow, and that's so hard to get past the Parasol, too.
That was amazing timing by Scatt. I love the way that he played that matchup. I mean, he played so patiently, moving in and out with his pellets, stuffing the Peach options that were coming at him, and cashing in kill opportunities when they were presented to him.
And this is a man that is on very limited rest right now. We saw Scatt out at Nairo Saga, and then, of course, stay for MSM 100, featuring both him and Kameme. So, this is not a man that has a lot of, been at home resting and labbing. This is a man that has been fighting.
Hungry. He's ready to go, man. It could be an advantage. It could be a disadvantage. Right now, it's looking like an advantage, but LingLing trying to take the advantage back in his favor by going to Battlefield, which is an interesting counter pick, and we see a ton of shield pressure coming out from Scatt, the sharking with the up airs underneath the platforms.
Yeah, because this stage is going to allow LingLing to actually shark underneath these side platforms, but he's going to have to get Scatt above him first, and that has proved to be difficult. We saw the double grab there, adding some quick damage, but Scatt has just been ready for this the entire time. To my knowledge, there are no Peach players in Georgia, too, so he's getting this experience from the events that he's traveling to, from the players that he gets to fight against.
And on the fly against LingLing, too. There's a lot of adaptation and learning that goes on mid-set, too, while you're trying to fight against a character that you don't know a ton about. LingLing reaching a little bit with that Peach Bomber, but you know what? He makes it work out for him with the down smash to punish Scatt's option.
Yeah, of course, down smash not being the move that it once was, probably for the best. probably for the best. That was a extremely good move.
LingLing throwing out the Toad for the first time this set, too. I wonder what he was looking for there. Maybe a jump in Nair, looking for more pellets, but Scatt doesn't give them to him. Scatt just doing a good job controlling space, too.
The nice thing about the Toad, though, is it's going to have a set knockback and set damage regardless. So even if it is something as simple as the pellets, it's going to have the same kind of pushback regardless.
Absolutely, man. We're seeing Scatt more or less the same. He's doing such a good job adapting to Battlefield. Okay, nice punish. There's the back air out of shield that we're going to see from LingLing.
Wow.
Ooh, speaking of good back airs, great reaction from Scatt using his powerful Mega Man back air to take LingLing's first stock in this game, too. And LingLing has a lot of work ahead of him if he does not want to go down to that loser's bracket.
That's got to be so frustrating because the only reason that happened is LingLing tried to use Rush Coil to his advantage. Tried to push him into the same area that Scatt was, and Scatt was more than ready, popping him with that back air. But LingLing only taking 12%.
Yeah, the retaliation from LingLing, really good stuff. It's exactly what we needed, more or less what we saw in the first game. Let's see if LingLing can make it turn into his favor, though, in the second stock again, too. Nice, gets a forward tilt and gets him on the platform. LingLing looking like he picked Battlefield not just for... No. Okay, yeah, that just, it makes you nervous when you see a player... Yeah,
buttons.
Exactly.
Please.
Very scary for LingLing right there. Very scary for everybody, you know, who doesn't want the set to end in a way like that, except for Scatt. I'm sure he would not mind to see that at all. But anyway, good zoning out by LingLing, too.
No skin off his nose, and he can start the werewolf early.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, again, man, Scatt, rinse and repeat these pellets. He doesn't run out of them, man, so you can just keep throwing them out.
Yeah, I mean, in any game, if you're given unlimited ammo,
shoot.
Yeah, we're gonna do
pull
it.
the trigger. Pull the trigger, man.
Oh, I missed a couple?
Yeah,
I don't have to reload.
I'll shoot more. I'll hit the next one. Now LingLing doing a good job, though. Let's see what he can do. Man, Scatt so evasive off the ledge, finding his way around LingLing and back to center stage, shooting more pellets.
So as LingLing starts to rise in percent here, it's going to be very important that he avoids the threat that is Mega Man's back air. You know, we see his uppers juggling, jumped out of it too. Ooh, goes so high.
And using the down air while he's stuck in that. You got to be careful with those buttons, man.
But if LingLing is able to stay center stage and stay crouched, it's going to be very difficult for Scatt to get that super important third hit of the back air. Because the first two hits will do damage, but it's the third that has that launching power.
Exactly. Now we're seeing from Scatt is that
that was so close, too.
That was really close. Nice job using the Leaf Shield, actually. It's an edge guard tool. Look at all these projectiles coming out, fighting LingLing.
Oh, my
combo.
God!
Oh, my goodness. That was so smooth.
Highlight reel.